Hey friends, it's Sarah from She's Crafty and She Knows It, and today we're going to make a super cute Decoden Christmas ornament. Now, if you're not familiar with Decoden, it's totally okay, no worries. Decoden is just this trend of making things look like fake cake or fake icing. It's really cute, really fun. A lot of times it's on a phone case or a mirror or something like that. Today we're going to be doing it on a Christmas ornament. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so I'm going to be using this lightweight spackle and some craft paint to mix together and kind of get a light pink. And then I found these really cool ornaments on Amazon. They just kind of unsnap like this. They're magnetic, and then you put a photo in, snap it together. So we'll be decorating the top part of it. Like always, I will link all the supplies I'm using in the description below this video. There's lots of little embellishments I'm using like this. These are actually nail charms to put on your nails if you're doing like acrylic nails. Lots of fun things. So definitely check the description below this video for all the supplies. So first, before we kind of mix up the spackle, I'm going to go ahead and get the picture frame ready. So this picture frame comes with like a protective layer on it that you have to peel off. And so you kind of have to like really kind of scrape your fingernail. It's not the easiest to get off, but scrape along the top if I can get it started. Okay, I took my little tweezers to it. I should have done it on camera, but it was harder than I thought, and kind of pulled it off. So that's the one thing about these frames is that the little protective layer is hard to peel off, but at least it's on there. It's protected when it's shipped. Okay, so let me kind of snap it apart. There's also one, so you have four. You have it on each side of the top and the bottom. So 4 little layers you have to kind of peel off. These little tweezers I'm using came with that little nail art kit. So if you don't have any like that, that's okay. Let's see if I can get it. Okay, I got it like that. Now we're going to be putting the fake icing around the very edges. So what I did on that one, let me show you. So like I said, there's 4 protective layers you have to get off, one on each side of the front and the back. So don't miss it. Otherwise, it's going to make it really foggy looking. Really, the back doesn't matter because nobody's going to see it, but that's okay. I'm going to get it all off. So these little tweezers kind of have like a little sharp edge on the outside. I don't know if they're supposed to, but they came that way. So I just kind of took it and dug into the side where I know we're going to be covering up anyways to see if I could kind of scratch through the plastic. And that kind of worked on the last one. I don't know if it's getting it going on this one. Okay, all you need is one tiny little tear. Like I said, it's okay if you you don't want to scratch it in the middle in case it goes through the protective layer. So if I'm going to scratch it with the little edge of the tweezer, do it on the very edge where we're going to cover it anyways. That way there's no way you're going to hurt where the actual picture goes. So like I said, this is going to be the hardest part of the whole thing is taking off this protective layer. I don't want to lie to you and tell you that it's easy. That one was easier. Oh, it just ripped. So once you get this off, then let the fun start. But this part is not my favorite. Okay. Thankfully, we're covering up the edges because I definitely scratched the back a little bit of that one, trying to get it off. So you know those videos where it says 1 hour later? That's what I probably should put in here. A little clip. It wasn't really. It was like a minute or two, but it felt like a long time. Okay, so now you want to make sure it's the right way. So let's see. Okay, you want to make sure that you're doing it where it actually magnetically closes. So put it back together first because there's a side where it kind of repels, and so you don't want to put the design on the wrong side. So make sure you snap it back together. It's completely good. Okay, we're going to have it right here like this. Okay, before I do the spackle, I'm actually going to go ahead and put down a layer of parchment paper just to protect my table. So let me do that real quick. Okay, now that I have this down, I'm going to go ahead and mix up the spackle. And so I'm just going to spoon a pretty decent amount into this plastic cup. Let me go ahead and get the lid off of this spackle. Okay, so I'm just going to spoon some in here. Now I'm going to be making multiple ornaments after this video, so I'm going to do a decent amount in here. You don't need a ton. So base how much spackle you're doing. There's not an exact measurement. So base how much spackle you are doing according to how many ornaments you're going to do kind of in a row. Put the lid back on. Make sure it goes on all the way. This is what keeps it good so that you can use it next time. So see how it's kind of lifted right here? You want to snap it completely on all the way around so that we can use it later. Next time we want to do it. Now I'm going to add a little bit of pink paint. I'm going to try and kind of get a pastel pink color. I don't want it too bright, but I kind of just wanted to mix pink and red. So doing red little embellishments on the ornament and then doing some pink kind of icing look. So you're just going to kind of mix it together and kind of whip it around. Of course, you could do this in a bowl. I didn't have a bowl that I wanted to throw away. And so I'm doing it in here so that I can just throw this right away when I'm done. Okay, I would say that's good. Now I'm going to go ahead and get my icing bag ready. So you're just using an icing bag like you would like a piping bag if you're used to baking or anything. I'm going to go ahead and cut the tip off. Now you just want to cut the tip just at the very end with scissors. You don't want to cut it too big. Let me show you. And so this is, I'll share the exact little set of tips that I ordered. This from that set is number 18, just so you have an idea of the size. And so it's just a little like starburst tip. You're going to slide it all the way down to the bottom like this, and you want to stick out. So you don't want to cut the hole so big down here that the whole thing just slides through. You just need it to be enough that the tip kind of comes through and you can see that the icing can come out. So once I have it like that, I like to put it in a mason jar or a big glass and kind of fold it over the mouth of the jar. That way it's easy to scoop this in here. Same if I'm doing icing, I do the same thing. Okay, so if you pull it up and you see it's not mixed together, you can kind of mix it better. Now once I do a big chunk, I'm just going to go ahead and stir the bottom one more time. Make sure it's good. Okay, so I already have everything kind of laid out the way that I want it exactly. So you're going to want to do that before you start putting all your spackle on. Even before you open it and mix it, I would lay it out the way that I want to. And so I have mine laid out over on the side the way I want to. I'll kind of move it over. It comes with 2 square frames, and so I'm doing it like this. I have it on the extra one that I'm not doing right now, and so I've laid it out so I know exactly what I'm using. The little bow and this are both little nail charms, and then this came with a set of a bunch of different cute little Christmas embellishments, and then I have just little like beads that you'd put on a bracelet. So I'm going to move it to the side, put this lid on, and then with this bag we're going to kind of pull it up over the jar, and you want to ooch the stuff down the best that you can. Just like when you're doing a cake. Okay, and so I'm going to go ahead, I like to kind of just put, it doesn't always hold it very close. There are little clips you can buy, but I like to just kind of put a twist die right here to help hold it shut at the top. Now, you can do kind of where you're doing like a little starburst and you're just going up and down, up and down, up and down. I'm going to kind of just do like a little zigzag, like going like this. If you want to practice on here, you can. So I'm going to kind of, let's see if I can get it kind of coming out slowly. Okay. So like you can do a little practice over to the side if you want to. So I'm going to kind of do like that, like a little zigzag. You could do, if you want, just do like a little starburst, kind of like that design. But I'm just going to do the zigzag. And I'm going to turn, I'm going to kind of go this way. And kind of knock this part down. Up here it kind of came off. I'm going to kind of smush it down. Okay, and then I'm going to go back up here and go down. So I'm just going zigzag back and forth. Okay, and we're going to go along the top. And pat that down. It kind of has like a foamy consistency, so you can kind of pat it. Now real quick, I'm going to go ahead and decorate it the way that I want. And so I have everything laid out like I said. So I have like a cute little reindeer. I'm going to put him up in the top corner. Kind of push him into it. And then I have my cute little bow. This is kind of sliding off, so scoot it down. Oh. Oh. Said I was going to use those tweezers, and then I forgot about them. kind of like that. And then I have these cute little red and white candy canes. I'm going to put it down here at the bottom, kind of like hanging off. Okay, now I'm going to do the numbers at the top. I'm going to have it say 2025. So I'm actually going to start with the 0 and the 2 in the center so that I know I'm getting it kind of close to centered. Like this, kind of push them, tap them in. Okay, kind of like that. And now for the bottom, I have it laid out and it's Matt, Heart, Sarah. And so I'm going to kind of start like I did at the top with the middle. That way I know everything's kind of spaced nicely. So I'm just eyeballing the little hole at the top to know that's the center where the hanger goes. Like I said, these tweezers are handy and they came with the little set with the little pearly heart. I haven't put the heart on yet, but you'll see it. Honestly, I should have done my name before I did the little candy cane because it's very close. I have to kind of squeeze the H in. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and work backwards. Just kind of using the tweezers to straighten them up as I'm going. Okay, so that's really cute. So the heart kind of comes in a set that comes with like a bow, a moon, a star, really cute. And that's the set that comes with the tweezers. And so now I have this little heart and I can put it over here. I think I'm gonna put it a little bit up, more like right there. And now I have these little like foam beads. So let me show you. These are slime beads and it comes in a big set like this. With all the, it has actually a sequins too, but all these different colors. There's rainbow and there's some big ones, but to me they kind of look like little sprinkles, and so they're just foam slime beads. So I have red and white, and so I'm going to kind of just pick one up with the tweezers and sprinkle them in every now and then to look like little round sprinkles, kind of just alternating colors. So you can of course have fun with it, do whatever little decorations you want. I just picked out little things that I thought were cute. Of course you can do more traditional red and green colors. You do kind of want to push everything down actually into the icing. It'll make it look more realistic instead of just sitting on top of it. And plus it'll hold everything in place, kind of like having it kind of in a glue or in real icing. Okay, so all we need to do now is let it dry. And the dry time does depend on how much spackle you did. If you really loaded it up and it's really thick, it's going to take longer. But overall, it is a fast drying spackle, so just keep an eye on it. Once it's dry, you can go ahead and add your photos and ribbons for the hanger and you're good to go. Like I said, I will link all the supplies I used in the description below this video. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up and make sure you subscribe for more videos. Bye!
She's crafty and she knows it. She's crafty and she knows it. She's crafty and she knows. She's crafty and she knows.